Okay, I think we should be live now with sound this time, hopefully. So hopefully the 3 or 4 people that tuned in the first time will rejoin us here momentarily and can let me know if we have indeed sound. The test worked. Seems to be a problem with my external mic over here, but so I don't know if that's just not working or what, but I'm using the microphone on the laptop now, which is probably going to suck a little bit from the audio quality, but at least you can hear me. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so somebody's watching. Oh, 2 people are watching. Excellent. This is the live stream of episode 9 of the Northwest Edmonton Show on the Trevor Abusafi Loves Northwest Edmonton Show page for YouTube and Facebook. It is March 28th, and we got lots of stuff to talk about. So, if you're new to the page or you're new to the show, you might be wondering what's going on here. We've got a few different things happen in the last couple of weeks. Started out with some episodes like this where I talk about the news and what's going on in the Northwest. And then we took a little break from that to do some interviews with Aaron Rutherford and Michelle Henderson and Tyler Zoots, all who are candidates for city council in the Inirnuc ward so in the upcoming municipal election. So thanks very much to the 3 of you for coming in and doing those calls with me. That was fantastic. We got more planned. Ali Haymore has agreed to do an episode with us, but he is a little bit unavailable at the moment. How's the lighting if I do that? Is that better? Maybe? Okay. Also, I have booked an interview with Bev Esslinger, the incumbent for Inirnuc. So she's going to be on the show probably the week after Easter. Stay tuned for that. We are happy to have her and Ali Haymore join us in the future. Also have a planned interview with a good friend of mine who is an excellent real estate agent and wants to come on and talk about what's going on in the real estate in market in the Northwest. He's seen a lot of activity up here recently. He sold me my house and sold my old house, and known him for a bunch of years. We do a lot of work together, so I'm happy to introduce that to you guys as well. Oh, we got 6 people on now, it looks like. Perfect. Hi, everybody. If you are watching right now live, comment something so I know if you can hear me or not. All right, anybody who's watching, let me know if the sound is working because it wasn't working the first time we tried this. All right, so moving on to today's show. We have new candidates in for city council election that have just showed up since the last time we talked about candidates. Nakota Iska, we have Andrew Knack finally revealing that he will be seeking council seat and not a mayoral seat. So he's going to be running for re-election in the old Ward 1, which is now Nakota Iska. And he, if let's see, if you don't know Andrew Knack, he's one of the more prominent, outspoken councilors on city council. Been a fan of his for a little while. The way he does things, I think, is pretty interesting. So, Andrew Knack is officially running. He's been the councilor of Ward 1 since 2013. He was born in Edmonton, raised in Spruce Grove, and has lived in Edmonton since 2002. He has a bachelor's degree, a Bachelor of Commerce degree from the U of A. He's also served on a lot of advisory committees for the city, the Youth Council, the Transit Advisory Board, lots of others, responsible for multiple city council initiatives. There's lots of information about him online. If you want to go out and look for that, you can go to andrewknack.com, and that's Knack with a K. So it's ANDREWKNACK.com. ack.com, and he's also available at Andrew Knack on Facebook and Twitter. Oh, good. We got some comments here. Perfect. Everything sounds and looks good. Christina Fletcher commenting. Tyler Zoot says boom. Robin Ferguson, he wears a bow tie. Who wears a bow? Oh, Andrew Knack wears a bow tie. Yes, I believe he does. Good observation there. Thank you. So I'm going to try to get Andrew on the show. I'm going to try to get everybody who's running on the show. So that's a bonus. Also, Nakota Iska, we have Steve Weston, who I've mentioned in a previous episode, is a kind of a ghosty person online. Couldn't find anything about him. And we now know a little bit about Steve Weston. He's popped up. He's showed up in my Twitter feed. He has a website. And he is officially a real person on the internet. And we all know if it doesn't happen on the internet, it doesn't happen in real life. So Steve Weston grew up in Ward 1. He's currently working as a truck driver for a local construction company and landscaping company. He's passionate about sports and music and making people laugh. His platform is focused on homelessness, traffic safety, roads, and infrastructure, and you can check him out for more information at steveweston.org. steveweston.org. And he's also on Twitter and Facebook at Steve Weston. You can find him online. So we got some info. We can do some research. We'll be talking to him hopefully in the next couple of weeks as well. Moving on to the Anirnuk ward, we now have all of our previous candidates, including the people we've talked to, the people we're going to talk to, and now somebody else I need to invite on the show. Mark Davies is officially enrolled, but he's kind of like Steve Weston was a few weeks back. There seems to be no online information about him. So if you guys know who Mark Davies is, tell him I mentioned him here, and we would love to talk about more information that he might have on his upcoming campaign. We want to spread the news and give everybody a shot at talking about what's going on. And yeah, so I'm sure he'll pop up in the next little bit, but if you know him or you know who he is, where to find him, let me know, and we'll put in contact with Mark Davies, okay? In Tastawinuwak, I still having a hard time pronouncing this one. Let me try again. Tastawinuwak. Okay. We have all of the previous people we mentioned in the previous episodes, but now we also have Karen Principe has joined into the race. Karen Principe is former city council for Ward 3 candidate, also the former UCP candidate for Edmonton Decor. She is a married mother of 3, and notably she's married to Gene Principe, the sportscaster from Sportsnet, of that kind of fame. Karen has a Facebook and Twitter profiles that are Elect Principe, at Elect Principe. You can find them on Facebook and on Twitter. She's updated the information on those two accounts to say that she's running for city council for Tastawinuwak now, but it's still the same accounts that she used for the UCP nomination in the last, so there's not a lot of current information on if she's going to have a platform or anything from the for the new election, but hopefully we'll get some more information there soon. There's a bit of info about her on the provincial UCP website and what she's all into. Pretty general stuff though, but the name should sound familiar because she's run for council before, and she ran for provincial MLA before in the Decor, Edmonton Decor, which is the northeast part of town. Okay. So lots of stuff going on municipal election wise. We got that covered. We are going to move on to the news now. So I like to say, everything's boring up here. In the Northwest, there's very little news going on, but it turns out when you take a couple of weeks off from covering the news, some big things happen. So we got some stuff to talk about now. Let's see, where do we want to start? We want to start with shooting? Yeah, that's probably the most recent. Friday morning at 3:50 a.m., police responded to a weapons complaint. Shortly after, gunshots were fired in an incident involving several people. Two men, according to a witness, walked down the alley and shot two people sitting in a black sedan. And I think her exact words were bang, 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 right? So scary. That's actually only a couple blocks from my house. I wasn't in town at the time, so I didn't hear it, and it probably would have slept through it because it was 4 o'clock in the morning, but it was close, real close. Okay, so that's a little concerning. It doesn't sound like a random event to me. Like, why would two guys be sitting in a car at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then two other guys just happen to be walking down the alley with a weapon? So if I gotta put my, speculation cap on here, I'm gonna suspect that this is some kind of drug related or gang related, organized crime related type of thing. Could be totally random though, right? Like, who knows? Maybe these two guys were sitting in their car at 4 in the morning waiting to go to work on a Friday, and two guys with a gun just walked by and shot them. I don't know. I guess we'll find out more in the next few weeks as things happen and evolve, and the investigation continues. One of the guys in the vehicle, though, was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries, and he actually passed away on Saturday morning. The other guy that was involved inside the car was taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, so he's expected to fully recover. If anybody knows anything about this, of course, please contact police. Don't come to me and tell me that you know the shooter, because I'm just going to call the police, right? Like, I'd especially like to talk, like, if you know something, please, 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 please. This is very close to me, and I'm very not happy that this happened this close to my house. So I'd really appreciate if you knew something that you went to the police, okay? So that was the big news from Friday. Earlier in the week, we had a girl lost and found. So you probably saw this on social media. There was this girl went missing, 13-year-old. She had a brain tumor, and she had some damage because of the surgery to remove the tumor. So she had a cell phone and a security plan from her parents, a safety plan, and she was going to go to the Oxford Park and then on to the McDonald's by her place, and that was the last time she was seen. That was Sunday afternoon around 2 p.m. when she was supposed to return back home. She was seen with two unidentified males. And if you wonder why I'm saying this girl, her name was published and her picture was published on social media, but several news outlets have removed her information now to protect her privacy, because she was found. She's okay, apparently unhurt, but she's alive for sure, and she's back with her parents. So that's excellent news. If you go through my Facebook feed on the Northwest Edmonton page, you'll see I did share that. It did come up across a bunch of different community boards, so that was kind of a big deal. Everybody was out looking for her, but it sounded like her folks were doing everything right. They had the safety plan. She had the cell phone. She was supposed to come home at a certain time and then didn't, and then that's when people became a little scared that she'd gone missing. And then Tuesday afternoon, the call went out to aid from police to find her, and by Thursday she was found. So I hope that it was the efforts from the social media, the people who care about her, and that resulted in somebody finding her. So that's great news. We're glad she's back home. And now we're gonna talk. Robin Ferguson wants to talk about the new high school. What did you say here, Robin? Now, my daughter is now a high school teacher, so it won't benefit us. Plus, we aren't Catholic, but happy for families that are needing a high school. Yes, this is our next big story for the week. There is a new Catholic high school being built in the park adjacent to the YMCA in Dunluce. So that's just off of Castle Downs Road and 153rd Avenue. And according to Sandra Palazzo, who we've mentioned in a previous episode, she's one of the school board trustees for the Catholic division in Northwest Edmonton. So we've mentioned her before in a school trustee video. I think that was episode 4, maybe. She talked about how this is going to be a big benefit to the area, and it's going to take pressure off of Archbishop O'Leary, which is currently, depending on some articles I read, somewhere between 116 and 118% of its intended capacity. So Archbishop O'Leary is overwhelmed with students, even though enrollment is down because of COVID. But they're going to, hopefully in the next couple of years, we're going to have that school open in Castle Downs, and we're going to have a whole bunch of people that are ready to go there. And I mean, I've talked before about there not being enough infrastructure in the Northwest here, and this is one of those things, right? Like I've mentioned malls before, or rec centers, but high school is a big thing that's missing, right? Like you've got Archbishop O'Leary, you've got Queenie, but those are all like kind of right on the south end, closer to where I am, like off of 132nd Avenue. And then you've got Emmy Lizard, but like that's way over in the east part of town by Londonderry. So not much choice, especially if you Catholic high school students. I guess you could still go to Queenie, but I think Queenie is really at capacity or over capacity as well. So good news that the Catholic School Board is going to build that school in Dunluce. I would really like to see the public school board step up and put a school maybe in the same neighborhood or north of there. There's still lots of usable land in the Northwest, in the Albany area, where else? Castlewood, Charlesworth, or not Charlesworth, Elsinore. Okay, like there's still lots of, think where the Elsinore Chamberry Park is this huge field there that's reserved, I believe, for future school development. Like think about what it would mean to the people of Northwest Edmonton if we had access to another great high school, public high school, as well as this Catholic high school that's intended to be built. So that would be fantastic. I would love to see the city focus more in infrastructure in the Northwest. Maybe focus on getting us a mall. Maybe focus on getting us a rec center. Focus on getting us a public high school now that we're getting a Catholic high school. That would be great. Let's get the people who live here, the 60,000 or 65,000 people that live north of the Yellowhead and west of 97th Street, access to better infrastructure, better city services, and more things that the city provides. I'm all for that. Let's get there. We got another comment here from Robin Ferguson. Edmonton Public Schools has been approved in the same parcel of land. And Christina Fletcher saying the high school was promised when Castle Downs was open. Yes, I do know that's true. Yeah, those schools have been promised for a very, very long time. And it kind of happens like everything else too, right? Infrastructure doesn't seem to get supported up here. I mean, the Yellowhead conversion to freeway is certainly happening, and that was supposed to happen 40 years ago. Like 45 years ago when Castle Downs was put into, it was put in the plan, and we were supposed to get a school. And we've got a smattering of junior highs and high schools, but no, or junior highs and elementaries, but no high schools. So, really time for the city to get on this stuff. Let's talk to our neighbors about it and get it going. I think we can all accomplish that, right? Like, if you're the member of a community league or you have access to one of your current city councilors or your school board trustees, you know who those people are, hopefully because you've watched the show and you have the information to go contact them. Go tell them that you want to see that public high school built in the Northwest and that the Castle Downs area is perfect for that. We'd love to see it. So, anyways, that's, I think, going to be our episode for this week. We talked about our candidates in Anirnuk and Tastawinnuak and Nakota Iska. Lots of stuff going on there. We talked about what's coming up in the next episode. Our future episodes, we got 3 guests upcoming over the next month, so look forward to that. Hopefully we'll get some good information from those folks, and we'll learn some stuff along the way, and we'll help connect with our fellow community members and get some good information around there. We also talked about, remember, the missing girl was lost and found. Great news. If you have any information about the shooting in Lauderdale this week, please go to the police. That would be a big favor to me and my family. And we talked about the new high school. So hopefully you all enjoyed. We will sign off and we'll see you next week. Bye bye, everybody.